Hello everyone, this is Wrestling Watcher, a YouTube channel. It's about watching professional wrestling. So, I read one of the comments, Eric Bischoff said this, and he said that he thought Cody Rhodes should have turned heel at Clash in Italy against Gunther in the title match. Now, this has been the topic of discussion for a while, and not just with Cody Rhodes, but it's always the when can the top babyface turn heel? Right, we're looking for that Hulk Hogan Bash at the Beach '96 leg drop NWO moment, right? We're always looking for that epic heel turn moment. Here's the thing: TKO is a corporate entity, right? WWE is a corporate entity, a subsidy of TKO, correct? And so when we think about heel turns, Cody Rhodes is the corporate good guy. For Cody Rhodes to turn heel, what we need, and I'm not just saying this as a fandom, but in general, we need to go back to this, is another Stone Cold Steve Austin type style babyface. You know, we reminisce about the Attitude Era so much. But one of the things I think we reminisce about, and we don't talk about it, is Steve Austin McMahon, that feud. What made Steve Austin as a babyface so special? Well, he didn't come across as the corporate good guy. He wasn't Hulk Hogan or John Cena or Cody Rhodes. He was this guy who was relatable. He drank beer. He liked to beat people up. He liked to fight, right? He was vicious, ruthless, tough. He was a relatable human being with flaws. We need a baby face with flaws that the people can get behind and relate to. It's hard to relate to someone who comes across as perfect, who is this perfect white meat, never does anything wrong babyface. People struggle with it with Cena. They're struggling, I think, with it with Cody Rhodes because it's safe, predictable storytelling, right? Heel comes along, beats up Cody, makes his life hell. Cody eventually wins in the end in some way, shape, or form, right? And that's how it is. It's predictable, cookie-cutter wrestling booking since forever. The Attitude Era wasn't like that. Austin wasn't like that, right? He was different. We want that. So in order for Cody Rhodes to turn heel, we need a babyface with flaws who is, from a character perspective, completely different from Cody. That's what we need for Cody to turn heel. I don't know who that is on the roster. I don't even know if that's possible in this corporate wrestling TKO world that we've seen and created now with TKO at the helm, right? I don't even know if that's possible. And like I said, it's hard to tell on this roster who that could be, but it is what we need in storytelling. People don't want white knights. Not really. They want someone who is flawed, who makes a mistake, who ruffles some feathers, who doesn't quite do it right. They don't want people. I don't think people want that perfect good guy babyface who is flawless, who never does anything wrong. I mean, it's like Superman and Batman. People always look at Batman as more interesting because he's this more flawed character living in this darker city, this darker world than what, Gotham is just more darker and more interesting in general than Metropolis. Superman's this perfect character. But I will say Superman's stories can be fantastic. Look at Doomsday. Look at Superman's clashes with Darkseid. You can tell those stories and get a babyface over if you do it right. But pro wrestling, I don't think, has really done it right. Which perhaps could be an entirely different video altogether. Right? But, you look at What's Cody's shining moment as a babyface? When he took down Roman Reigns, the heel, at WrestleMania 40 to capture the World Championship. Now, was that moment because we all wanted to see Cody finish his story? Yeah, to some extent, they were building that up. But this was April of 2024, and Roman had held the title since mid-2020. We wanted to be part of that moment where he finally, the ultimate bad guy, finally got brought down. That's a historical moment that was built over years. And so it was easy to get Cody over as this great conquering hero, heroic babyface who did this. Because we all wanted to see it. But once you see the hero take the bad guy down at the end of the movie, how much do we really care about the hero after the movie? Like, his success doesn't inherently make us successful. That's the thing with escapism. You want to live via the hero. You want to follow in that hero's footsteps. You can only do that so long before it reminds you that your own life isn't that great and you have some things to work through. That's why, the white knight syndrome is a problem in wrestling. I don't think Austin had that problem, though. He was just this beer-drinking guy that we could all relate to. We can't relate to the guy who's perfect, because no one's perfect. But that would be my answer to that question. What's the purpose of this video? Cody Rhodes should turn heel when there is a strong enough babyface who is different from him and that white knight character to hold the mantle. And as I said, I don't know if that could ever happen, but I hope it does. That's all for this one, guys. Thank you.